Well, honey, you and Carlton will look out for each other, won't you?
Oh, come on, absolutely, Viv. We got each other back.
Great, great, great. You two just be careful. There are a lot of sick, demented perverts out there.
Greetings, all.
Hello, Jazz.
I brought a gift for baby Dickie.
Nick.
Whatever. I know it's 5 months late, but I wanted to find just the right thing.
This is very sweet of you, Jazz. Thank you.
You know, Miss Banks, since you had that baby, there's something different about you.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Turn me up now. Now we unmuted. I'm about to be one of the best to ever do it. Simp 7 in the building, you already knew it. Roll on my sleeve, so let's get to it. I'm walking with my purpose, I'm walking in my vision. So that means I'm just a man on this mission. I'm just a comedian that happen beats Christian. So let that beat drop, hearing what they missing. Yeah. Now we unmuted. Now we unmuted.
Hey, what's up, everybody? How you guys doing? This is Simp 7, Scott Simpkins, and this is a very, very special moment here for me and for everybody. I call this my pre-Mother's Day interview, and I have someone here that we grew up watching. She was our mother. She was our auntie. Today, I claim her for my mother because we're going to keep this relationship going. I don't care what nobody say. But she is well known as Aunt Viv on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and a host of other shows too, but we're going to get to that a little later. But right now, I want y'all to scream, roll over, because I told y'all she was coming, and she is here with Unmuted, and this is none other than the beautiful, wonderful Miss Daphne Maxwell Reid, y'all. How you doing, Mama?
I'm doing very well today, very well.
That is great, that is great. Thank you so much for waking up early in the morning.
Oh, no, this is not early in the morning for me.
What you mean? This is like 7 o'clock over there, right?
I'm not in Los Angeles. I'm on the East Coast.
Oh, you're on the East Coast. So what time it is over there?
10 o'clock.
It's 10. Wow, they told me that there's going to be 7 o'clock over there where you at. So we good. So it's 10. Okay, great. Great. Awesome. Well, how are you doing on this lovely Friday morning?
I am just excited about wrapping up this week and getting the next one started.
I heard that. That is so awesome. So first of all, thank you for coming on to spend a little time with me today.
My pleasure.
I am overwhelmed right now because you all know who you are to me, man. Let me get that out the way, man. You helped raise me. You helped my mama raise me. I'll tell you that. Now I was raised in a father and mother home, Pentecostal home, preacher's son, and all that good jazz. But they had to use some of your skills to help raise me because I was the last one out of 7 kids. Yeah.
Oh my.
Yes.
My baby boy.
Yes, ma'am. So you can only imagine some of the things they had to deal with. So yes. All right. So where are you from and how did you get started?
I was born and raised in New York City.
In New York City? New York City? And the paste pecan sauce, yeah.
Yeah, I grew up in what they call the projects in New York City. Yeah, right across the street from where they built Lincoln Center.
Awesome. So growing up in New York, I know everybody watched the movie Crooklyn and a lot of Spike Lee movies. Did it look like that back then? Or nothing?
It looked like the projects.
So growing up as a little girl, you saw, the rundown buildings, winos.
No, we had a brand new projects. They had just been built. So
really?
There were a lot of tenement houses in different neighborhoods. But where I grew up, we had our church and we had lots of other solid looking buildings, not just tenements. It was idyllic.
It was idyllic.
It was a long time ago.
Yes, ma'am. Because the projects I grew up in.
Central Park was my playground. I mean, it was great.
Awesome. So did you have a lot of friends growing up as a kid?
Sure. Yeah. How are you going to avoid kids in New York? Yep, I went to museums and concerts, and there was so much to do in New York and so many people to meet. And
Right.
I just had a fabulous growing up.
That's awesome. Okay. So you say you went to a lot of concerts. Now we just watched on the Oscars that the Summer of Soul documentary by Questlove won an Oscar. Did you get a chance to attend that? Because that was 1969.
I was in college already.
No, you was in college already.
I was married.
Oh, you was married
I'm
already?
older than you think.
Oh, okay, all right, okay. I was told never ask a woman her age, so I'm gonna back off. I ain't gonna worry about that. But okay, so
Everybody knows how old I am. I've lived 73 glorious years, going on 74.
and you don't even look nothing like it, mama. You don't look nothing like it.
No,
It look like you could still pick
I don't
up
have
jazz
time
and
to
throw
look
about
like
the house.
that.
No, you
I
look.
don't have time to look to any different.
Yes,
Just keep
ma'am.
on going.
Keep on going. All right, okay. So you say you had your church over there. Now, what church did you grow up in?
I grew up in a Presbyterian church,
Okay, okay.
and it was a very active church in the middle of New York. And we had the temerity to get on a school bus and go down to the March on Washington. Lots and lots of different things I got to do growing up.
Really?
And
Okay.
had wonderful, wonderful friends that I still have
That's awesome.
in New York.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, so you say you went to college and you was already in college by 1969. So I know that you went to the University of Chicago, correct?
No.
Northwestern.
I went to Northwestern University
In Chicago.
in Evanston. It was close to Chicago,
Yeah,
but
okay.
in the
Okay.
neighborhood.
Right. So how was that experience for you?
It was horrible. I was one of 36 Black students in that school of about
wow.
5,000 students. So it was different from growing up in New York. They
Okay.
made a distinction between being Black or white. In New York,
Right.
we didn't do that.
Right. So did you guys have like a lot of fights and stuff like that? A lot of
Oh,
racism
no,
going on?
nobody fought in college. Come on. You have discussions.
Oh, this.
They call you names and you decide what to do. And I just said, oh, well, you're just ignorant. So I just said,
Right.
one day you'll be exposed to other people from other places other than where you grew up. And
Right.
you'll get to know that human beings are human beings, no matter what color they are.
You're
So I
absolutely
just shrugged it off and let them be stupid for a while.
So you never had the urge to just knock somebody upside the head for calling you
I
that
had
ridiculous?
never had to. And why would I expend my energy because they're stupid? It's a waste of my time.
Remember that, people. Remember what you just said. Say it again, mama. Why would I expend my
Why
energy?
would I
because they're what?
expend my energy just because you're stupid?
That's a golden nugget right there.
No.
That's
Not
a golden
worth-
nugget right there,
not
everybody.
worth
I'm
the
just
effort.
saying. Wow. Okay. So what did you study at Northwestern?
I started off in School of Education, thought I was going to be a teacher. That lasted about 1.5 semesters.
Wow.
And I changed and I got my degree in interior design and architecture.
Awesome. Okay, I like that. I like that.
I
And
did too.
you touched around a little area that I explored there and say I have a mentoring program called I'm
Uh-huh.
Proud of Me Mentoring for children, teenagers. So
Uh-huh.
I wanted to get the program in the schools around here in Florida, in
Uh-huh.
Polk County where I live. And I stopped at another school and I became a teacher.
Good for you.
No way.
We
I don't
value
know.
teachers.
Now then, let me tell you, it's middle school.
Oh,
So this is the age where they're trying to find out who they are. They
yeah.
want to prove everything to the
Yeah.
upperclassmen that they're, more than what they are. So they gave me a hard time.
Okay.
Yeah. So they says, Mr. Simpkins, you have a program. We want your program here at the school. So we're gonna let you run your program in detention. Me, I'm just happy. Oh yeah, I got a business now. Yeah, I can do it. This is my last year. I'm done.
Okay.
I'm supposed to be in school now, but I said, no, I'm gonna do this interview first. No, I'm not going.
They need you. They need teachers. We need valuable teachers. We have knuckleheads growing up.
You're right about that. You're right. But Mama, look, this is the thing. These kids come with jokes that we didn't have coming up. They go underneath the belt. You know what I'm saying? We talked about, you know, maybe your mammy or something like that. But these kids are talking about your actual mama. They don't care if she's in a wheelchair, in the hospital, had COVID. They are coming hard, and some of these teachers want to fight. And I've seen some stuff. And I know you've seen some stuff too on the internet. Teachers are fighting back nowadays.
No, it's gone amok. Y'all got to get it together. Ain't my turn. It's your turn.
I'm just saying. You avoided some good stuff right there. So I'm just saying, thank God you went into interior decorating. So I've seen some of your work, and you have some skills.
I got lots of different skills. God was good to me. He gifted me with lots of different things, and I'm just manifesting all these gifts that he gave me in honor of him. So
that's awesome.
Just do what I do.
Yes, ma'am. So coming up, and you came up in a Presbyterian church. So how deep was your relationship with God to just, because you just said like you're manifesting all the gifts that he gave you? Because a lot of people don't do that.
I am more spiritual than religious.
Yes, ma'am.
Religion has gone amok as well. They just have gone to the extreme of proselytizing, and I that's not my game.
Yes, ma'am.
So church is very personal to me.
Right.
And the church that I grew up in is probably the last church that I attended.
Okay. All right. That's great. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
I'll visit them, but I am not joining a church. It's right. Not in my nature.
Yes, ma'am. I understand that as well. Trust me. I understand. Big time. So you was interior decorator, you studied all that, but we saw you on the big screen. That's where we saw you. We saw you on TV. You was in our living rooms. So what made you become an actor after going to college and you studied interior decorating and architect? What made you want to be an actor, an actress?
The stars aligned, opportunities arose. I was prepared for all sorts of opportunities. I started modeling when I was in college, and that modeling led to commercial work.
Yes, ma'am.
And I did a couple of commercials and did some narrations. And then this guy came to town in Chicago named Robert Conrad. You'll probably have to look him up because you're too young to know who he is. And
Mom,
he was doing a series. He was doing a series called The Duke, and
yes,
hired me to be in that series. And that was my first television show. And it just went on from there. It was just opportunity after opportunity. And I moved out to LA, and he had another show called A Man Called Sloan. Mm-hmm. And I was able to get an agent when I landed. So
yes, ma'am.
It was all a blessing, and it just kept on going. And I was in the right place at the right time when they were looking for someone to break the color barrier without upsetting the majority.
Right.
And I happen to be one of those who helped to do that.
Yes, ma'am. That's awesome. Now, what I also kind of overlooked, but when you was in college, you was on a magazine. You was one of the first Black women to do that in 1969.
Yes.
Yes.
First Black woman on the cover of Glamour magazine.
Glamour magazine. And the cost of over 50 cents.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
And I got paid maybe $50. So
really? So how was that experience?
I had lots of those experiences. That I used to fly back and forth between Chicago and New York doing modeling jobs. And I had a mentor there and a great agent. She's out of my head right now, but I had a great agency there. And they booked me from school and flew me in once, twice a week.
Yes,
I would fly between Chicago and New York for $25 round trip.
$25 round trip?
Yeah, they had a student fare on United Airlines, and it was just back and forth. And I just go shoot something, go back to class.
Right.
And that just was because somebody said, "Oh, she can smile." I can smile. You gonna pay me this? Oh, shh. Yeah, I come smile for you.
Right. Most
This is not a career I was seeking.
definitely.
Acting was not a career I was seeking, but I happened to stumble into it, enjoyed it, was talented enough to continue to do it,
Yes.
and learned everything I needed to learn about the business side of it, and continued being blessed by working.
Awesome. That's great. So as a little kid, it was a show that we used to watch. It come on, I believe, on Sunday nights. And this is well after church. And we'll turn on the television. I think it came on like channel 8 or 13 around that time. And a guy would come on and say, "You're watching the lifestyle of the rich and the famous." And I'm like, okay. And one episode, it was you and your husband.
Several.
Oh, yeah. It was you and your husband, Mr. Tim. Mr. Tim Reid was on that episode.
Oh, we had a ball flying around the world with these folks and enjoying Brazil and Turkey and all sorts of places. We had a great time.
Yes, ma'am. So did you ever imagine that you would be traveling around like that and just experiencing all this newness and world and all like that?
It was on my agenda. Yeah. My aunt used to travel a lot. She was in the Navy, and she would go to Europe and come back and regale us with her stories of overseas. And I said, I got to go. I got to go.
Yes, ma'am.
So
yes, ma'am.
I made it my point to travel the world, and I still do. I made a career out of traveling the world.
Yes, ma'am. That's awesome. Well, in that time, I think it was 1982, if I'm not mistaken. It was a tall brother, handsome, mustache. His name was Tim. He caught your eye. You know what I'm saying?
I knew him in Chicago in the 70s.
Oh, really?
We used to work together. He was just another guy I worked with.
Just another guy.
Just another guy. We were both married to other people, so.
Oh, really?
Okay, hi, how you doing? Okay, let's get this gig done and we go on about our business.
Right.
It was years later that we re-met, and we were both divorced and kind of hit it off. So that was about 42 years ago.
42 years ago. Oh, congratulations. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Let me tell you like this. And when you get a chance to tell them and let them watch this, however, he was the standard. You had Bill Cosby. You had, you had Mr. Tim Reid. You had Moesha's father. These Black men showed us how to be fathers. And I used to watch Mr. Tim Reid because he had 2 daughters and he had a limousine service on Sister. But I have 2 daughters. You know what I'm saying? So now I used to go back and like watch what he used to do with them and watch what Moesha and all that. And they helped. That was the standard. They set the bar. And it, back then TV had a lot of family. It was beautiful, Black men raising their families and working hard to provide. And now it's just a lot of blah, you know what I'm saying? So it's great. It's different, but it's great. We never thought that, we can go on our phones and computers now and go back and watch the old episodes, because I used to record everything on VHS.
Yeah, we did too.
Yeah, that's exactly what I did.
They get rotten and they fall apart.
Yeah. Oh no, I still got mine enough.
And they still run.
They still run.
I think you better digitize those because they're going to deteriorate soon.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. But what made you attracted to him? Because I mean, he had to say something.
Oh, he was sense of humor. Great sense of humor. Loved his choices of music. We just had a lot to talk about, and he was kind of catchy.
He was kind of catchy. Awesome. I bet you thought the same thing of you too, because you have a beautiful smile, gorgeous smile. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. All right. So I watched the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air reunion, and I found out some things about you that I was kind of shocked, because when they came to you with the show, you said, a rapper, I'm good. Going on about your business. What was up? You didn't like rappers at the time?
Not back then. No. We have a son who is in the music business, and I knew the rappers. I said, a sitcom with a young rapper? No, thank you. I had just done a bunch of series that I was very proud of, Frank's Place and Snoop, and a show called The Tim and Daphne Show. And I was not going to step back into sitcom hood with a rapper.
With a rapper, right.
It wasn't of interest to me. I was getting ready to move to Virginia, and that's what I did.
Really?
And I saw the show on television. I said, oh, what a cute show.
Really? So at that time,
so when they called me a second time, 3 years later.
3 years later.
And asked me to come and audition for the show. And I said, okay. So I was there with the other 200 women who were auditioning for the show.
Really?
And it took about 2.5 weeks to secure that job.
Wow. And congratulations on that, because you killed that role. You killed it. So
It
before you turned it down, did you know who Will Smith was at the time? Did you know him?
No, I knew his songs. I had seen his videos.
Well, they wasn't bad.
No, it wasn't bad. He wasn't an actor.
You're right. You're right. He wasn't an actor at the time. But,
No.
I was looking out like, okay, well, his music, they have cussing like that, and he still made it to the top without cussing and degrading women like some of these songs do and stuff like that. So you just said, forget it. I'm not doing it with a rap. I'm not going back in time for nothing. Forget it.
It wasn't my choice, really. My choice was to do an audition,
Right.
just like anybody else would get an audition. I just chose not to take that audition.
Right. Okay.
I didn't really contemplate all of that.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
just said, no, I got to go.
Okay. Awesome. Okay. So when they brought you back for the second audition, did they tell you after you got it, did they say, well, such and such a thing happened to the original Aunt Viv, and they didn't say anything of what happened? Wow.
Nope.
You didn't want to know?
Nope.
No.
I asked once and they said, we don't talk about it. I said, that's fine. And I never asked again.
Awesome. Okay. So how was you received on the set when you first came on?
Like I had been there the whole time. It was open arms. They knew my work. They knew me. They respected me and my work. And I mean, a couple of dozen red roses in my room and big hugs.
Yes, ma'am.
It was a wonderful transition for me.
Great. Well, it was a difficult transition for us. I can tell you that.
I'll bet.
Look, we had no idea what was going on.
Right.
Because you come in, we come from outside playing basketball. Hey guys, come on. Fresh Prince about to come on. Oh, we loved it. After we get done watching Martin, had Fresh Prince, had Family Matters, all of our black shows lined up, ready to watch. So one day we come in, got a Hot Pocket, a banana, and the Kool-Aid packs. So we sit down and the show comes on, and then you come on the screen and he say, Aunt Viv, wait a minute. Oh, time out. Who is this? Aunt Viv, what's going on? What's going on? And then Jazz had
there was no social media back then.
No,
so you couldn't have all these little, where is she? What is this?
Right. And we never knew what happened. We never, didn't see the papers, didn't see it on the TV. Nobody talked about it. Just like, bam, here we go.
There you go.
Because this how we specified it. This how we made, dark skin Aunt Bill. And then boom, light skin Aunt Bill pop on the screen.
And then all of a sudden you made a big deal out of it. We've been talking about color barriers in our race for 300 years.
There you go.
Stop it.
There you go. There you go. Because we heard all the time that you would rather prefer a light-skinned black woman on screen versus a dark-skinned woman on screen. And it was just so sad. I
didn't engage in that discussion.
Yes, ma'am. that right there, that's sad, because you have a lot of talented people that missed out on some great roles because of a skin color, skin tone.
Then change it.
Yeah.
They're doing that now. They're taking it in their own hands and they're changing it. Okay. Let's move on past that. That's old news.
Do you think that will ever change?
No.
Right.
People always decide what their favorite anything is.
Right.
And they're allowed to.
Right.
And I don't despair their opinion. They like the other Aunt Viv better. Okay. It's fine with me. She's a lovely woman that I finally got to meet.
Right.
But it makes no difference. You're allowed to have an opinion. It's okay. Like whoever you want to like.
Listen, both of you guys did a great job. I love both of you guys. I had you longer, of course, you know what I'm saying? But when you got on that first show, were you nervous? Were you scared?
I was nervous because I'd never done a show with a live audience.
Really?
So that was the only thing I was nervous about. Took me 10 minutes once I got to the live audience to, oh, yeah, I can do this.
Right. And you were so professional on there. I could tell you your stage presence and all, you was good, and you never had a blooper. None that they showed on TV.
Oh, yeah, we had some bloopers. I just didn't make the reel.
You didn't make the reel? Now, I remember one at the end of a show, and you were sitting on the sofa. You were trying to say a word with an S, and you kept fumbling over the S, and you ended up, sip, see? And y'all bust out laughing. I remember that. That's the only blooper that I ever seen. But other than that, we have no evidence.
Adam, they just didn't show you all them.
Right. So what was your favorite part of that show?
The people that I got to work with.
Yes, ma'am.
James Avery was just the best.
Yeah.
And watching the kids grow up and get to be adult human beings and have lives. It's been a joy just being part of that family.
Right. And one thing that I loved about the show is that we grew up together. Because, you know, some shows were like they'll pre-record maybe a year or two, and like, okay, wait a minute, how old are you now? Well, you look like you was 13 here, but you're 19 on this? Like, nah. But everybody was their correct age, and we all grew up together. Now, Tatiana's like, what, 41, 42 now? Tatiana,
she's got two little boys that are just wonderful.
Yeah, she's an awesome mother. You know, we follow each other on Instagram and everything. And
good.
I'm like, okay, we all grew up together, so this is legit. So it was a treat to have that, and we all grew up together, and just to see you all flourish like y'all did on there, it seemed like it was a real family atmosphere.
It really was. We're still very, very close, all
That's
of us.
Great.
Yeah,
that's great. That's
and
great.
I don't have much more time with you. I have to go.
Oh, okay. Well, what's my last
So
question?
what do you want to ask me real quick?
I want to ask you, okay, I have two daughters, okay? What would you give African-American girls, or any girl, but girls that look like you, some advice on if they want to be an actress, or they want to explore in the world of acting?
I would tell them to read classic literature because they develop characters in those books, and you'll learn how to develop a character for when you get a part. I would also tell them to find something that they love to do that with which they can earn a living. Because as an actress, you have to wait to be chosen. And it doesn't matter how talented you are, you have to wait to be chosen unless you are writing it, directing it, and producing it yourself. So if you want to do that, learn the business side of show business before you jump out there and want to be a celebrity, which is not a thing. It's a passing phase.
Right.
Don't aim for celebrityhood. Aim for livelihood. But have fun.
Yeah, right. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you for having me.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. It's been
Happy Mother's Day to your lovely.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. My mother's going to love this, for real. So I really appreciate this. So
excellent.
Yes, ma'am. God bless you in all your endeavors, and we shall meet again. So thank you so much for coming on Unmuted.
Send everybody to my website. Tell them to buy something.
Oh, I sure will. And what's your website?
DaphneMaxwellReid.com.
Got it. And we'll put it out there. We'll go buy something. I'm going to buy something today. God bless you.
Well.
Yes, ma'am. You too. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Now this is a story all about how my life got flipped, turned upside down, and I'd like to take a minute, just sit right there. I'll tell you how I became the prince of a town called Bel-Air.